Alrighty, hello every folks and good evening. Welcome to a quick little first impressions here for the demo for Fogpiercer. So this is something that Hooded Horse sent over a little bit ago. The demo's live for everybody, for anyone that wants to go and give this a little bit of a try. I mean, honestly at this point, I feel like when it comes to anything that Hooded Horse is sending over, it's like 90% of the stuff that they've sent over is stuff that I would have spent hundreds, maybe thousands of hours on back in the day when there was a lot more time. Just like everything that comes along, it's just like either something FTL-like or something, you know, like Into the Storm from, or not, well, yeah, Against the Storm, there we go. Or something like Norland, just like the kind of stuff that I was absolutely hooked on. And effectively, what we've got here is FTL but trains. What if you took everything that Subset ever worked on and turned them into a train simulator? Because effectively, we've got something very similar in terms of, like, let's say, Into the Breach, with a lot of spacing, a lot of area denial, a lot of movement shielding things that are already known, that sort of thing, combined with the sort of FTL node jumping type of mechanic here. And I gotta say, when it comes to setting this all around trains, maybe it's a matter of getting older and just that nice consistency, the efficiency of a good train that ends up just somehow feeling safe and cozy and whatever else. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason that all old folks start appreciating train sets. Who knows? But I do kind of wish we had more trains. Like, it's weird that kind of the States was built around trains, and then we just stopped using them, and now we just do oversized trucks that are kind of dangerous and a problem for everybody. Anyway, moving on to Fogpiercer here. They do have a tutorial. We're going to be skipping that. So, as far as what's available to the in the demo at this point, they've got two drivers, which interestingly enough are basically two different characters with superpowers of all things, because what if Elsa had gun train is apparently a question that was on somebody's mind. And yeah, so effectively what we're doing here, so like I said, there's two of them. This guy will probably unlock over the course of this video here because I've unlocked everything else. Effectively, this just allows them to draw some unique cards if and when they get their meter filled up. From there, you build up a train, the default being one that that's going to be the Foggy here, which is all well and good. Why did this UI seemingly change? Okay, sorry, the actual, like, locomotive or whatever else determines all of these things over here, which are available at shops. Your carriages are then going to be your kind of ship subsystems, as it were. So rather than having one ship with its own layout or whatever else, a la FTL, what we've got here is you've essentially got several different nodes. Now, taking a look at this, yeah, we got a maximum cargo space, we got a certain amount of health. I don't know what all this will change going forward. Maybe there's some different kind of command bits you can put up here. But these are going to be your attachments. So you start off with artillery and a protector, which is basically a shielding system, as well as a long-range cannon. And then after every upgrade, you can go and add some of these other bits and pieces on there. So, like, let's say with the artillery, you can carpet bomb an entire area, just sort of like shooting out sideways from where your train is, or things like flares, which go and blind things that are nearby them, preventing them from attacking. You have stuff like the protector here, which is going to shield. Effectively, this works exactly like the shield from Into the Breach. And then from there, we've got things like the minigun, which essentially just is kind of like a precision shooting cannon, like auto turret kind of thing. And then, of all things, a harpoon gun, which then can be used to drag things around, reposition them, and whatever else. Now, that being said, you also take damage yourself, so this is usually best combined with the protector one over here. This is probably just due to my limited time playing. I did not find this to be terribly useful, because, yeah, you are basically forced to play around the gimmick of pulling stuff towards yourself, so if, like, let's say you can ram enemies into each other, but they don't really line up in crowds that often. So I'd assume if this is, you know, FTL related, where maybe you can add more cars as you go along, this would be sort of a later game addition that allows you to take advantage of spacing, because good God, is it nothing but a liability early on, for the most part, anyway. Also, you basically would have to be running the shielding system in order for that to work. So personally, I just ended up preferring the artillery and minigun here. And then from there, kind of an interesting take on this, since we are going to be sort of doing a deck builder kind of thing here as well, we also have the option to actually go and deactivate and unlock different cards here. So if you did want to see certain things going away, you have that option. like, let's say over here with a different AP, but certain cards are randomly discarded from your hand. If you picked one of these, you didn't want to have them around, then you could just deactivate it for that run. Anyway, let's go ahead and get a run started to show what this plays like, because it's nice and cozy and safe. So you start off with one free upgrade, as you do. So let's just go ahead and get +1 hand size, because that is going to be pretty relevant coming forward. And then we have the gold node system. So this is very good at essentially telling you when there's going to be differences. So for example, when you go into an area, it gives you the grid that you're going to be fighting on. So essentially this little moving arrow is going to be where you are. They do mention that there's a canyon, so this is going to be over here. And interestingly enough, rather than worrying about the road hazards, you are the road hazards. So while you are constantly moving, these little counters over here are going to be stuff that's along the way. So for example, if you can push enemy units into those locations, you can force them to run into pillars or whatever else. Or I think in this case we might actually be able to throw them off a cliff. So we'll just go ahead and blast them off a cliff. There we go. And then this guy can just go ahead and get blasted away right there, and that's that fight done and dealt with. Enemies can run into each other, they can ram each other, and one thing I will mention that I hope that they maybe change by the time there's full release, you can skip your rewards by hitting continue. Don't do that, because I was wondering why I never got any cards on my first playthrough. So let's see, we got one here that allows for drawing 2 cards at the cost of 4 energy. That's quite a bit. We've got one here that's free that allows you to move back the next time you do an attack of any kind. We'll go ahead and grab those. And then Waste Not, which is just kind of using the waste system. I'm sure we'll pick that up later. All right. Get another fight going on here, and in this potential situation, there's a chance that allied units will end up coming up and joining. So they're going to be moving around all over the place, and just like something like Into the Breach, as you can see here, we can go ahead and see where they're going to be moving. So we'll just go ahead and take an artillery attack here. We'll go ahead and blast them that way, blast these guys this way. There we go, both of those are dealt with. Because that one exploded, it then went backwards and hit the guy a second time, so you can essentially double tap with a lot of those things. And we see in this case that this guy's going to be attacking. We want him destabilized. We have 1 energy left, so we're just going to put up some emergency brakes here to go backwards, because I don't want these modules getting damaged here. We'll go ahead and destabilize them a little bit and take a shot to the front of the train instead. Now, even though this is the command thing, and if it goes away, you're basically toast, losing health on your other bits and pieces is a big problem, because if you end up losing one of your train cars, you not only replace some of your cards with malfunctions, which then force you to spend energy and or take damage to your head train there, but they also are going to potentially either prevent this thing from being used or just completely destroy that car and everything behind it. So you can get very quickly dismantled here. Anyway, 30% discount at shops, yes please, and then we go immediately to a shop here. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we got here. Yeah, it's a very fast-paced FTL-like, I will say that. I really appreciate the speed going on here. Get some scrap there, get some upgrades. I will go ahead and upgrade probably the minigun here to get precision if they got it. And there we go, precision. Or let's see. For free, draw 2 red cards, 1 from the draw pile, 1 from the rest. Or next time you gain a gauge bonus, gain 6 additional points. This basically allows you to use your abilities faster. We're not going to use that right now. Instead, we'll go for this precision shot over here, and then take another upgrade. Let's see, 1 damage and destabilize. That's just kind of attacking in a line. That will be useful later, and then we'll see if the artillery over here can potentially get its carpet bomb over here. There we go. What else do we got here? We push units away and flip their attacks. Yes. Okay. And potentially 1 more here. Gain AP equal to the number of red cards in your hand plus 1. Perfect. And we're good to go. Technically, there's a shop here, too, that allows you to potentially add more things to your pile, like, for example, breakfast for even more AP. So in this particular case, you could essentially reload to be able to get all of your... Essentially, you expand your hand to get more red cards, use those red cards to then scale your reload to get more AP, and then stack that on top of our breakfast to the point that you're potentially able to clear an entire map in a single secondary turn there. Anyway, we'll just go ahead and repair our train here, modify 1 random card. So what this gives us, don't know what it modified it to, but doesn't matter. I believe it's always an upgrade, so we'll just go ahead and move on here. Anyway, this is a fun system here, as you can probably tell. It's very fast-paced for a game of this kind. It's got a good amount of energy to it. So we'll just go ahead and probably not really carpet bomb that way. This one's 2. This one's 2. Go ahead and take a precision. Actually, you know what we do? Okay, give me a reload first. Go ahead and take one of those. Would have preferred to have a draw of some kind, but this will be fine. Take 1 artillery. I was going to say we can probably bring this guy backwards. If the artillery could push him back, that would help, but instead I think what we're going to do... I'm going to go ahead and destabilize this guy. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and put 1 artillery here to push this guy diagonally so that his attack's out of the way. Go ahead and take 1 precision shot over on this guy. And 1 carpet shot over here to take out this one, and there we go. You also have some cards that will scale based off of whether or not you took damage that turn, but that clears out all of that entire area, and then we can just go ahead, have some breakfast just for the hell of it. Because breakfast is delicious. I'll go ahead and just show what the blowout does here to throw him backwards. Now he's not doing much of anything, and now he's going to get hit by a pole or something. There we go. Beautiful. See, this is what's fun about this. It's very kinetic, you know? So either way, obviously the full thing is now, yeah, you can just go play this demo for yourself. It's absolutely fantastic. We do have a boss fight coming up in a couple of fights here. Let's see, short grid. Nah, we'll take a regular fight. Cliff runs along the top. Sounds good to me. We'll probably just get completely dunked on in the boss fight as per usual. At this point, it does seem pretty darn difficult. I think one time I've gotten about halfway through it, but so far haven't seen anything that actually was doable as far as that one went. Alright, let's see. Get rid of that one. That blows that one up there. Do one of those there. One of these here. We'll probably just have to accept 1 shot right here. See our cards. You can also see which cards you burned or didn't have or whatever else. Sure, might as well activate this early. If I stun to 1 unit and give 1 shield to the locomotive, sure. We'll just stun that one. Probably a bit of a waste. Should have saved that for later. But still, all the same. We'll go ahead and do one of those. We'll go ahead and blow out on this one. Suppress a fire on it, because why not? Because I think we get additional points every time this is happening. And then we'll just kind of wait a turn. Yeah, 2 turns are left. So if you're wondering, hey, I can have all the guns blown off my train, I can have all the pieces blown off, you know, there's not always going to be these things coming up right here. What's the deal there? Well, you can actually just escape from most encounters anyway. Once you get to a boss fight, you can't run away from those, but it is what it is. There we go. And we got 1 more there, and then it's the boss fight, which is where this is probably going to go poorly. Alright. Happy little train stop right over here. And what do we got? More bunch of scrap. Goody goody. One thing that was rare guaranteed in the shop here, so let's see what that's all about. Gain 1 AP, draw 1 card for free. Definitely going to take that. You also have one thing over here, which allows you to essentially call ahead of time, let them know to more or less use road hazards to knock something a lot closer. Let's see, pick 1 card from the draw pile and bring it way to the top. Sure, why not? Gain 1 AP if you receive no damage. Also, sure, why not? Go ahead and close that up. What's actually left at this point? Funnily enough, I have this Beanie Baby hanging off the top of my monitor here. That was this like kind of old stuff thrift shop, and they had these old Beanie Babies, and there was this lizard I had when I was a kid, and dude's sitting on top of my monitor now. Anyway. Yes, they do lots of talkies, as they do, and then you gotta fight like 10 dudes at once. Okay, 9 dudes at once. So we'll see if this is at all remotely possible this time around. This is the one that has to be primarily dealt with. Let's see, we can probably do a lane call, probably do 1 happy carpet bomb right here. Let's see. You know what? I got an idea here. All right. Do a reload. See if we can burn through every card at once. Go ahead and save the lane call for right now. We'll do... We can actually clear off this entire section all at once. There you go. So that's 3 of them gone within a single thing there. And we destabilize this one. Go ahead and call this one up a little bit. Not actually sure what that does with it. Oh, it disables it apparently. Okay. So we go forward upon hitting something, so... That basically would put all targeting on just the guns there, which is a bad thing. Suppressor fire here would hurt this guy. See, they're gonna still take a shot at that one. Go ahead and drop some emergency coal here. Go ahead and throw... one shot there, which puts him into range to get hit with this one. Put up a lane call because there's nothing better to do. Fortunately, that also disables the... Like, these are basically toast at this point. I mean, that one's done and dealt with, but... The precision shot is still here, so... We have to play the malfunction or end up dying here. Play one emergency break. And we're basically done here anyway. Anyway, it was close at any rate. So yeah, that's how that one goes. But yeah. You get done, you get more of your bits and pieces, which then gives you more of your railroad spikes, which you then use to unlock more stuff, and then you go do another... You know how this whole deal goes. If you want to technically call it a roguelite, sure, but effectively it's a roguelike, but you're getting more options as you go along. Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, roguelite should be saved for those ones that genuinely just kind of give you something overpowered to make the next run easier instead of just different. So in this particular case, apparently we just got like frickin' Doctor Strange or whatever for this second character. So yeah. This was, I'm assuming there were some drugs involved with this idea, but I love it all the same. So that's, I mean, that is Fogpiercer for you. So if this is what you're looking for, it's what you're looking for. So go ahead and give it a little bit of a wish list if you're interested. Give it a bit of a look when you have a second, and yeah, that'll go ahead and be about that. So y'all have yourselves a good one. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you in the next one of these, and or if they decide to send me a code for the full release of this thing, which I really, really hope they do. All right, y'all have yourselves a good one. Take care.